So you think house prices have increased? Well, let's take a look at rent increases. Hey everyone, Brandon Schuppe at Skydan Real Estate Sales. So I wanted to do a quick little video this week because there's been a lot of talk and a lot of discussion recently regarding home values and home prices and how much they have been really increasing since the real estate market started to recover itself from back in 2012. But there hasn't been a lot of talk or discussion about how the rental market is increasing at a huge rate. And so I wanted to kind of shed some light on this. And as many of you know, I like to do a lot of reading, a lot of research about the market. And recently there was a report from an apartment rent report by a company called Rent Cafe. And they actually put in the report about how rents have continued to increase over the last 12 months. And a lot of it has to do with the fact because the amount of demand has exceeded. The problem is that there's such a low supply of rentals. So this is creating a supply and demand issue, which is increasing the values. And they went on by saying that the continued interest of rentals in apartments and slowing construction is really keeping the national average rent on a strong upward trend. And believe it or not, I actually went into Zillow on this because I did see an interesting report. I'm not always a big fan of Zillow, but they do put some decent reports out. And I did read this one, and they kind of agreed. So again, because this is coming from Zillow, I want to read it really right from the report. And it said that in the latest rent index, that they agreed that rents are continuing on an upward trend across most of the country and that the trend is accelerating. They put in here also that the median U.S. rent grew 2% year over year to $1,595 per month, and that the national rent growth is faster than a year ago. And while 46 of the 50 largest markets are showing decelerations in annual home value growth, annual rent growth is accelerating in 41 of the largest 50 markets. And the Zillow report went on to detail the rent increases since the beginning of the housing market recovery, and they agreed also since 2012. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just split away on this, and for about 5 seconds, I'm going to show you an actual screen with a graph showing what I'm talking about of how much the rentals have increased and year by year, and you'll have a good idea. So, and then I'll come right back. So what's the bottom line here? I think we can all agree that it is true that home prices have increased over the last 7 years, but the rental prices during the same period of time has also increased at a great amount. And, you know, I recently had a client, a young couple, again, that purchased a home. And when it was all said and done, they actually found out that their mortgage payment was only about $150 a month more than what they were actually paying for a rental. And because of the tax advantages and everything else that they got into owning a home, they didn't even realize that they qualified to purchase a home with minimum down of only 3.5%. So if you're in the rental market and maybe your lease is coming up and you're not exactly sure what you're going to do, and you think that possibly you could afford a home, that's what I'm here for as a real estate broker. Contact me. All my information will be given at the end of the video, and it's really simple to find out if you actually qualify. I mean, listen, you have to go through a qualification process when you rent an apartment or rent a home. And again, because the supply of rentals are down and the amount of renters are so high, it's just creating a huge increase in rental prices. So it's possible that you might be able to qualify to purchase a home. Contact me. Again, my information will be given at the end of this video. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And as always, Make it a great day.